Good morning, welcome to your Daily Sparks. Let's have a little bit of fun this morning. You know, one time my daughter Christy accidentally left the door of the freezer open for day after day after day. And of course what happened to everything inside? It went rotten, it was disgusting, it was smelly, it was revolting. Who therefore needs to clean it? Well, you've got it, the parents did it. So I sat there looking at this freezer thinking, well, what's the best way to clean out the rotten exterior? I said, I know. I got a rag and a bucket of soapy water and began to clean the outside of the door, the front door. I was sure that the odour would disappear with a good shine and look fantastic. You know, buffed up, polished, looked really good. But when I was through, it looked good on the outside, but I opened it, still full of rotten food. Well, what else can we do? You might be thinking, what kind of an idiot will do that? Well, keep listening. No problem, I thought. What this freezer needs is some friends. So what I went out and I bought a bunch of appliances to put around the freezer so that it could have some friends. And we filled our fridge with, all sorts of kitchen appliances, microwaves, washing machines. They had a fantastic time together, had a great party. Everybody had a few laughs. All the appliances were getting on with one another. It was great. The blenders were a hit. They were really mixed well. But I was sure all that social interaction would improve the contents inside the freezer. Because I open up the door, it's even worse than before, disgusting. Then I had a third idea. If a polish job wouldn't do it and a social life didn't help, I'd give the freezer some status. I bought a Mercedes sticker and I stuck it on the freezer. And I drew some beautiful little lines and decorations on it and, put a bumper sticker on it, said, honk if you love Jesus. And then, I sort of put a cell phone on the side so that it was classy. It had its own cell phone. It was looking really good. And I splashed a bit of cologne on it, gave it a couple of credit cards and opened the door. Smells just as bad. So I could only think of one other option. My freezer needed some high voltage pleasure. So I went out and I bought it some sort of sexy looking freezers to look at, put some foxy appliances around it, rented some films, got it a date with the Westinghouse next door, all that sort of stuff. And of course I opened the door, it still smells terrible. So what's the problem? The problem, of course, is I didn't deal with the inside, I just kept dealing with the outside. What idiot would concentrate on the outside of the freezer when inside it's full of rotten food and smells terrible? See, a homemaker battles with depression. What's the solution suggested by a well-meaning friend? Go and buy a new dress. A husband is involved in an affair that brings him as much guilt as it does adventure. The solution? Change peer groups. Hang out with guys who don't make you feel guilty about it. A young professional is plagued with loneliness. His obsession with success has left him with no friends at all. His boss gives him an idea. Why don't you change your lifestyle? Get a new haircut. Flash some cash. See, case after case in our society, we're treating the outside, but we're not doing anything about the inside. We say that if you do those things, then all of your depression, all of your guilt, all of that sort of stuff will disappear. But the result is there is no peace. They still have no peace. That young professional gets a new look, but he still feels the same inside. That poor housewife, she gets a new dress, but she still feels the same inside. You can only change your life by changing your heart. And if you bring your heart to the Lord today, no matter what is happening outside, you can be pure inside if you give your life to Jesus Christ. So think about it today. Live a life of power and a life of victory because you're right on the inside, regardless of what's happening on the outside, regardless of friends or pleasure or success or anything else. Be pure on the inside and you will have peace in your heart. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow on Sparks.